Fuck, man, this is a gnarly movie. This one is, this guy said, Hardcore Henry. I never saw this before. Henry is resurrected from death with no memory and he must save his wife from a telekinetic warlord with a plan to bioengineer soldiers. Yeah, it's a really gnarly movie because it's first person view. The whole thing is in first person and just like from action to violence to action scene. It's just really, really gnarly. And anyway, not the point of this video I'm making, but yeah, good movie. So, sorry, the internet just cut there, so you're gonna have to look at a circling circle. I'll get that off the screen for you guys. Hold on. I won't make you endure the circling circle. Oh, I just realised that's epic segue. Look at the circling circle. Me, a real man, won't endure circling circles. God, you gotta love my synchronicity. What do I mean? Well, this is a secondary feminine matrix. What are females in? Cycle after cycle after cycle. The monthly cycle. Am I correct or no? Say no more. So, this whole place is cycle after cycle, and you reincarnate here. They reincarnate your soul that you leave. If you enlighten the soul matrix of a certain grid, stereotype, or grid of experience, it's reincarnated, absorbed here in the energy extraction matrix, secondary feminine matrix, to circle over and over and over again. Spirit humans like myself do not reincarnate, only souls reincarnate. Spirit humans don't reincarnate. There is no second Shiva Puri Barbia, there's no second Prahlad Jani, there's no second Benjamin Kallenberg, there's no second Einstein. And for those people who have watched that video online, was Einstein a genius because he didn't pass school properly or barely? I'd done the same. I only barely paid attention. I got a C in English because I just wasn't interested. I knew I could speak English well enough. I don't need to perfect it pedantically. I got asked to move upward in the maths from whatever it was, Maths B to Maths A or whatever. And I said no, because I want it to be simple and easy. I was partying in school. I knew what school was. It's indoctrination, that's what it was. Anyway, so, yeah. I've realised now that, and I had a phone consultation 2 days ago with a new guy to the channel, and thanks a lot, Jules. And it was interesting because, hold on, sorry, I'm a bit tired, just had a yawn. And Jules said to me something I've noticed as well, that who did you say again? Some Luco something, some guy who's like 70, who looks like 40, who does like a juice fasting channel or something, or like a nutrition channel. And he also mentioned John Rose, and yeah, I know John. I don't know that other guy that you mentioned. I'm gonna go have a look for him. But he mentioned John Rose, and I remember John is someone that what's her name? The largest vegan channel there is, that girl. Is it Christina Raw? I think that's it, Christina Raw, right? Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Christina Raw. And she's got like 1 million subscribers, right? And she said that John Rose was like one of her like mentor type of dudes, and yeah, I've watched John, and I agree with everything you said about him, Jules. He's kind of less spiritual, more pragmatic based, and that's alright. There's nothing wrong with that for men. But I'm just more spiritual. But anyway, so it's interesting that you mentioned though when we were talking about all these guys that look a lot younger than they are, and then you see other 70-year-old guys with wives, and they look completely drained. They look like their life force is just completely drained. Because that's what he said to me. I said, yeah, man, I've noticed that myself. That all these single older men who do like nutrition channels and, all that angle, not necessarily fully vegan, but like basically, and just let's talk about it like in the sense of nutrition. They all look like a lot younger. They look like half the age of all the men who are just with children and wives. And hence the title of this video, which I want it to be. I don't know what I'll end up calling it. I think I'll go with this, but only Hylics and bitchmen get married, is what I've noticed. There's no real... And there was a scene in this movie, this just passed like about 1 minute ago in the movie. Where am I up to? 20-minute mark. So if you watch this movie, and it's on Frankie Hartman's channel, and it is the third movie down there with the gun firing at the car. And there was a scene in this movie that's just what's made me turn on this video to talk about it. I thought, yeah, okay, like I look for these little signals, it activates me, and it activates me spiritually to start talking. I just knew it was time, so here we are. And it's interesting that there was a scene in this movie like a minute before where I'm up to, where the guy was saying, "Is that a ring on your finger?" to this main protagonist here. It's a first-person viewer, so you're looking from as if you're him. First-person view, like if you're playing like Call of Duty or something. So the guy in the car that was driving this bioengineered like first-person viewer, like what you're watching through the movie, the protagonist, the guy driving him in the car, which ends up dying, but he was saying, "Oh, is that a ring on your finger?" and this protagonist is like, "Yep." He can't speak, but he nodded his head, and his speech box is not inserted yet or something. And he nodded his head, and the driver replies, "And how's that working out for you?" I just laughed because it's always like that. I mean, what can I say? The Red Dress program, which is gonna have to make I'm gonna have to make a separate video on that. The Matrix Red Dress, woman in the red dress from the movie The Matrix. Yeah, the Red Dress program is the largest energy capturing program. That's why it's the first featured thing from Morpheus teaching Neo entering the Matrix. The first thing that happens when Morpheus is like, giving him the rundown is, they're walking along the street, everybody's in suits, and suddenly there's a woman in a red dress. She stands out abruptly, right? Very obvious. Neo gets caught looking at her, turns around, Morpheus says, "Look again," and he turns around, and the woman in the red dress is suddenly an agent. It's the most prominent Matrix program there is. Why do you think that is? Well, I already said it. It's because this is the secondary feminine Matrix. In the womb, all bodies here, all human bodies are females before the 13th week, where the testosterone comes in and creates the male. Do your research. Not only that, it's a reptile universe, false eye, predatory mind, and that's the ego. The ego Ethereum platform with the 7 devils. I've talked about this in my other videos. And not only are you feminine before you're a male, and nature seeks concrescence. This is where the geniuses can only understand what I'm saying, I think. Nature seeks concrescence. Right? Terence McKenna agreed. He got that idea from Alfred North Whitehead. And it's true. Nature seeks concrescence. The universe is a complexity creating and conserving machine. Not only are you inside a machine, and that's how we know that the Borg are coming and it's unstoppable and that's the next. At one point, the slime mold on the rock thought it was it. And look where it went from there. The humans, in all our ego, think that we're it. What if we're not? Anyway, so we're inside a machine. We know everything's going to become very machine-like. Could it be the extinction of real humans? I think it's obvious. Anyway, Organic Portal Apocalypse, my videos means apocalypse. The word apocalypse means uncovering. Spirit endures, you say, Ben. Yeah, I have said that. But what I didn't say was that the form doesn't matter. The form of matter doesn't matter. Spirit will go into any form in matter, including biomechanical machines. They're going to be made of hard metal, the midway polymers connecting to biology. Spirit can go through into any body. It doesn't matter what it's made out of, as long as it can sense stored electrical waves. Anyway, before you're a female in the womb, before you're a male in the womb, from the testosterone mostly, before that you are a little reptile with a little reptile tail. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, I've noticed this over and over and over again, that spirited men don't get married. It's only men of perdition, only bitch men of the matrix, fem men and Hylics.